March Wellness, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of Pilates with you today. Hello! I'm also recording this live on Instagram. All you need is yourself and some comfy clothes. You can have a mat if you like, but really you just need the floor and some soft clothes to move around in, maybe a little water bottle. I'm designing this Pilates session for anybody at any level. We always start with the basics and then we build and we add from there, and you can always just keep doing the base level exercise, and if you feel like you want to get a little bit more, then you add that second level and you build, and if you feel like it's enough for you, then you keep doing that base level of the exercise. And there's always tomorrow to add a little bit more if you're feeling good. We don't have time for injuries. So again, comfy clothes. We're just gonna let people trickle in. Just waiting for everyone to join. So just follow along, just try to listen. I am going to be demonstrating, but the best thing you could do is just listen and try to do it the best that you can, and check back in. We are going to start down on the floor today. We're going to start on our hands and knees. If you have any wrist issues, you might want something to relieve that, and you might know already what that is. I'm going to go grab one of my favorite things and I'll be right back. A foam roller is what I'm going to grab, so if you have that, that might be nice. Yoga blocks are also really nice for that because we're going to do some front support stuff like hands and knees position. So, one sec. So this is something that I like to use if my wrists are getting tired from putting so much pressure on the floor. You can do this to bring the floor up to you, because this is going to be a little bit crunched and a little bit awkward to do some of the spinal movements that we're going to start with. So again, you can have this underneath if you'd like to relieve some of the pressure from your wrists for some of this front support stuff we're going to start with. So we're going to start on that hands and knees position. So your hands should be right below your shoulders, or again, your elbows, if they're on the roller, should be right below your shoulders. The knees should be right below the hips. And we're just going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let those ribs expand. And as we exhale, we're just going to tuck the tail under, and the upper back shouldn't even move. And then as we inhale, we're just going to let that lower back flatten out again. Exhale, tuck the tail, and inhale, extend back to that flat back. So we're just doing that movement of the lower back, the pelvic tilt. Exhale, scooping the belly, and inhale, extending. So we're not rounding the upper back and the shoulders. The head and the chest are staying in the same position. We're gazing straight down at our hands. We'll do that 3 more times, just moving the lower back and the pelvis, scooping the belly, exhale, inhale, flattening out that back. 2 more times. Inhale, flattening, and 1 more time. Now we're going to keep our lower back and pelvis still. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to scoop the chest bone and let the upper back and the chest round a little bit. Inhale, extend the upper back and let the shoulders sink down the sides, looking forwards. Exhale, rounding the upper back. And inhale, extending the chest, looking forwards. The elbows should be a little bit soft on this one. I tend to lock out my elbows, so soften them a little bit. Exhale, round. And inhale, extending that upper back, looking forwards. We'll do that 3 more times. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend, looking forwards. And 2. And one more time with that upper back. And then we're just going to come back to our neutral position, which is a natural spine position. A little bit of curve upward of that upper spine, and then pretty flat across that lower back and sacrum area there. And we're just going to take a nice deep breath in, allowing the air to fill the ribs and the lungs. And exhale. And just take a few breaths there, feeling the lungs and the ribs stretch and expand. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through the mouth and the throat. So just trying to keep that nice stability through your spine and pelvis. Feeling the support from your shoulders as you breathe and feeling those respirating muscles tightening. And stretching. Let's do that 2 more big breaths. And 1 more. Beautiful. All right, let's get onto our back. So we're going to swing our legs around in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's hold on to the back of the thighs. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, scooping the belly and remembering that tail tucking, moving of the lower half of the spine. We're doing that first. Rolling all the way down. Let go of those thighs, continuing to roll the rest of the spine. Inhale, stretching those arms all the way up by the ears. And then we're going to bring the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Scoot those feet in a little bit closer just so you can have your footprints flat on the floor. And then we're going to move the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling off of your floor. Exhale here, let all the air out. And then inhale, drop those shoulders and shoulder blades into your mat and expand your chest upwards. Exhale, reaching the shoulders and shoulder blades off the mat. You'll feel your chest kind of tighten a little bit. And then inhale and expand the chest upwards as the shoulders and shoulder blades drop downwards. 2 more times there, just shrugging those shoulders off the floor. And inhale, expanding that chest up. And 1 more time. And we're going to find a halfway point between those 2 positions, just letting the shoulder blades gently rest into the mat or the floor. And then we're going to shrug the shoulder blades upwards towards the ears and down towards those ribs. Inhale, shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale down towards those ribs. So the arms are staying straight, fingertips up towards the ceiling, and just like you're saying, I don't know, inhale, shrugging shoulders up, and exhale, shoulders down. 2 more times here, shoulders, shoulder blades moving all together, and 1 more time. Now this time we're going to press those shoulders all the way down because we all like to let them go all the way up. So we're going to keep that underarm tension here, and we're slowly going to float the right arm up towards the ear, but keep that tension in your underarm. And when you can't go any further, stop there, come on all the way back up, and switch. Left arm coming up, and all the way back. Alternating here, think about opposition. Your shoulder is the root, and your fingertips are those leaves reaching for the sun, nice and long. So as we reach that arm up, the shoulder anchors its roots even deeper into that shoulder joint. Let's go 2 more for each side. Inhale to reach up, exhale back to that original position. Inhale, reaching back, exhale up, and 1 more for that left side, and forwards. And then we'll just let those arms, palms facing upwards, float all the way down onto the floor, and we can take our arms a little bit wider out to the sides there. And let the shoulders roll open into your, roll back into your mat a little bit, opening through that chest. We're gonna go into our pelvic tilts now. So we did this a little bit the other day. The pelvic area, we're gonna use relations with the hip bones and the pubic bone. So a forward tilt is when the hip bones lift upward and the pubic bone tilts downwards. And then a posterior tilt is when we go the opposite way and you feel flattening through your low back and sacrum. So this is posterior tilt, flattening, and this is anterior tilt or arching. So we're gonna flatten, exhale, and then we're gonna tilt as we inhale, or anterior tilt. Exhale and inhale. And again, just let those shoulders melt back into your mat. And on this movement of the pelvis, we're not squeezing the glutes or pushing into the feet. We're just letting the lower belly and the lower back and all those lower trunk muscles do this work here. Moving slowly with that breath. Inhale, forward tilt. And exhale, posterior tilt. Feeling the belly tighten, feeling that lower back press into the floor. 3 more times here. Start to become aware of what happens when you do that posterior tilt. Is anything else holding tension in your body right now? Just be aware. Don't do anything just yet. Just keep moving that pelvis. Breathing deep. 1 more time here. And then we're going to come into our neutral pelvis. So that's halfway between our forwards and our backwards tilt, where we have our pretty natural position of our pelvic area. Pubic bone and hip bones are making that flat parallel plane with the floor. From here, we're going to lift our right leg up to tabletop, flexing the ankle, reaching those toes nice and wide. And then keeping that pelvis nice and stable and still, we're going to lower the thigh down a couple inches and back up. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. You can put your hands on your pelvis to make sure it's nice and stable. We're not rocking or flattening in the lower back. Checking that you feel equally weighted from right to left hip as well. And maybe you can start lowering that right leg a little bit more and more. You might tap your heel all the way to the floor. We'll go for 4 more times here just on that right leg. And 3. And 2. And 1 more time. And then replace that right foot, trying not to feel too much of a shift in the pelvis as you lift that left leg all the way up. And then small at first, lowering and lifting. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Trying not to actually flatten your lower back, but keeping your neutral pelvic area. The only exception would be if you're really feeling a lot of strain and tension in your lower back today. If you have injuries, you can always flatten to keep a little bit of safety and support in that lower back area. But best training for these single leg lifts is to keep that neutral pelvis, because that's how we want to be in our day-to-day life, walking around. Let's go 3 more here. And 2. And 1 more here. And place that left leg all the way down. Now let's bring that right leg all the way in and just give it a nice hug. Get a good deep stretch there in that hip. You can pull your belly, you can flatten that low back. And we're going to start to push that right knee forwards into the hands, but pulling back with the hands so we get a nice deep stretch right there in that hip joint. Pushing the knee forwards, pulling back with the hands. And then we'll release that leg all the way straight out onto the mat. I know you might not be able to see that leg. Give it a little shake out. And then bend and place that foot back in. Left knee, give it a hug, give it a little squeeze. Pushing the knee forwards as you pull the leg back with your hands. Hold 3 and 2 and 1 and release that leg all the way out. Give it a little shake out. And we'll place that foot back in. Now we're going to do our switches. So we find our neutral pelvis again. Right leg to tabletop, flex and energize that ankle. And then we'll lower the right foot all the way down. Try not to shift the pelvis as we switch legs. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Switching from right to left. Both feet are flat on the floor when you switch. We'll go into a little bit more challenging step right after this. If you would like to add on to that, you could keep one leg in the air, bring the other leg into the air, and then go towards the floor and switching with both legs up in the air. So that's your more challenging option, having both legs up in the air. Otherwise, you'll have one leg always on the floor, and you're marching with both feet switching from the floor. Okay? 5 more times for each side. More challenging version from here. And 4 Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 3. And 2 more for each side. Breathing. 1 more each. And then right leg down and left foot down. Beautiful. Deep breath in, reach and interlace those fingers. Bring them behind the head and neck. Float the elbows up about 45 degrees, and we're going to draw the shoulders and shoulder blades down the back again because I know they crept up a little bit. And then just let that head settle heavy into the hands. And the distance where the chin is from the chest, that is going to stay the same distance through our head and chest lifts here, like a little sit-up. So neutral pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, lifting your head and chest. And I don't want to see the chin diving towards the chest. The movement comes from down here, right? Those upper abs. Inhale at the top and slowly lower as you exhale. Take a big breath in here as you rest your head. Exhale to lift. Now as you inhale, did you flatten your lower back? Try to keep your neutral pelvis. Turn your pelvis back forwards into your little neutral position. Take a little bit higher of a lift. Try to keep your neutral. And then exhale, lower back down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, now try to keep neutral as you lift. Think about lengthening down through the front of the body. Reaching the tail forwards. Inhale, exhale, lift a little higher. Inhale, exhale a little higher. Inhale, exhale to lower down. Now if this is too much for you, just do one lift at a time. We're going to build on this one. Exhale to lift. Inhale, exhale, lower or lift a little higher. Inhale, exhale, lift higher. Inhale, exhale a little bit higher. Inhale and exhale, lowering back down. We're going to build a little bit more here to 3. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. And one more. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale, lowering all the way down. Reach those arms all the way up and over. Palms facing upwards again, a little bit stretched out towards the T position. And we're going to come into our bridges. So keep your feet a little bit further, a little bit wider than you might think. We're going to rock our pelvis forwards, a little bit of arch. We're going to rock our pelvis back, scooping the belly, feeling that flat sacrum. Feel your tailbone lift up first, the belly scooping towards the spine, then push into your feet. Curl that spine up just a little bit. We want to keep most of the rib cage on the floor. Inhale here, and then exhale to roll that spine back down. Now you can adjust your feet a little bit. You might scoot them inward, you might scoot them outward, but I want the feet a little bit wider than you would think, not all the way close together. Deep breath in, tilting forwards. Exhale, scoop your belly. Deepen the belly even more. Lift that tail up first and then push into your feet. And really keep those abs on the whole time. Keep those ribs and chest bones sinking down. The tailbone tilting up. Inhale here. And exhale, dropping that chest bone. Rolling the spine like a wave, 1 inch at a time, all the way down smoothly through the tailbone. Inhale here. Exhale, scooping the belly, rolling back up. Inhaling at the top. Try not to let the ribs flare out like in yoga. We're going to keep those ribs nice and tight, pulling inward around the spine. Exhaling to roll it back down. We're going to add on to this bridge if you want to. Exhale to scoop the belly, rolling it up. Inhale here. Now you can keep rolling up and down. If you want to add some more here, we can lift the heel of the right leg up while we push into the left heel even stronger. Feel that left glute squeeze a little more. And then we drop the right heel down. We drive into that right heel as we lift the left heel up. Drop that left heel down, drive into the left heel, lift the right heel up. So we're just alternating heel lifts. And when that one heel lowers down, it pushes down. If you want to go even further with this one, and you can keep that pelvis nice and stable, drive into the foot, bring that opposite leg up to tabletop. Place the foot down. Drive that foot down, lift that opposite leg. And we're marching. Trying to keep both hip bones pointed straight up towards the ceiling like those headlights on a car. Trying not to let one fall. And we're still rolling in and out of our bridge if we want a little bit less challenge. 2 more times here. Keep marching it out, all you bad beeps. Good. Exhale, rolling it all the way down. And when that tailbone hits, lift those knees up to your chest, rocking side to side through that low back. Beautiful work. Grab a little bit of water if you'd like here. Woo! Love you. All right, let's do some more abs, okay? We're gonna do little obliques next. So you're on your back. We're gonna use those legs actually to get a really, really good rotation and doing some upper obliques. So first we're gonna start by bringing right leg to tabletop. Both hands are gonna start behind the head like you would for your normal sit-up. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift and rotate towards that right leg. Then we're gonna reach across, that'd be your left arm, and you're gonna use that hand to pull your body up. Give yourself a really good deep twist towards that right hip. And then you're gonna hold that. Don't let go of that those abs. You're gonna let go of your leg and you're gonna hold it. Deep breath in. Give me 8 pulses here towards that right leg. You can do it higher. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now hold it here. Reach that leg straight out. Draw the knee in. Reach it out. Draw it in. Reach it out. Draw it in. And 5. And 4. And 3. 2 more here. 1 more. Bring it center with head and chest. Go ahead and roll the head and chest down. Float that right leg down. Deep breath in. Exhale, left leg tabletop. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lift and rotate towards that left side. And then you'll reach across with the right arm and give yourself a little more assistance. Really good deep high twist. Then you'll let go. Hold that lift and twist. Inhale, exhale, pulse. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold it here, reaching that leg out, and really use those abs to scoop that knee back in. 7 more here. I know you can cheat this one, I can't see you. Use those little oblique muscles in that left side. Give me 3, and pull, and 2. Pull it here 1 more time. Bring it back to the center, rest that head, and float that leg down. Woo! Give me full body stretch. A couple deep breaths in. Okay, back to glutes. Come on to your side here. Now I know you guys can't really see my full legs from the vertical shot. We're gonna rest the head all the way down and we're gonna take the legs straight out. We're gonna first lift that top leg just to about hip height here. And then the rib cage that's on the floor, this is important, lift and tighten through those obliques. It's almost like you're cinching a little belt right around your rib cage, and keep that nice and tight and lift it off the floor. And then from here, we're gonna lengthen and reach that waist and reach that leg out even longer. And then we're gonna take some internal rotation of the leg, knee and toe facing downwards. And just give it as much as you can. We all have a different range of motion with that turning inward of the leg. From here, we're just gonna give little tiny pulses, 1 inch, lifting and lifting. We're trying to get to this little teeny tiny glute muscle, glute medius here, and lift. And we're trying not to lose the lift here underneath the body. My baggy shirt's not letting you see that little lift there, but it's there. Let's go for 3 and 2. And you can even poke where you're supposed to be feeling this right on the side of the glute. Now we're gonna hold it and we're gonna circle. Placing the hand down will offer a little bit more support and stability for the body because we don't want the body to be rolling around. Just that circling of the leg. Pause it here and reverse that circle. We're going for 10, so give me 7 more here. Belly pulling in towards the spine to stabilize. And 3, and 2, and 1, and rest that leg down. Now let's scoop both legs straight forwards just an inch or 2. Get that bottom leg ready to work. It's going to squeeze into the top leg. It's going to reach as long as it can out, really, really long way from your body. We're going to lift both legs up. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting those legs a little higher. Inhale, lowering halfway. And exhale, lifting up. Now, drop that top shoulder down your side. Feel the ribs dropping down, making a little connection down the side of the body as you lift the hip. And lift. And 4. And 3. And 2. Now lift and hold it. Drop your bottom leg, lift your top leg. And bring them together. Give me 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Hold it here. Belly in. Reaching those legs long and rest it. Nice job. Let's go on our belly. Do a little back extension. Rest your legs. Let them relax. Shake them out. Let them rest on the floor however they are comfortable. Now make sure that you don't watch me on this one. Listen along. We're facing the floor. Arms are down by our sides. Nose is pointing towards the floor. We're just going to lift the chest. Arms are floating by our sides. Palms up. Inhale to lift the chest, filling it with air and rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, lower. Scoop your belly away from the floor. Posterior tilt. Hip bones lifted, pubic bone tucking downward. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. Chin faces, tucks in, nose faces down. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale to lift. Shoulders back. Exhale to lower. Last 2. 1 more time. Hold it here. Shoulders back. Pump those palms up towards the ceiling. Pump and pump and pump. Open the chest. Shoulders down away from the ears. Reaching those arms really long. Keep your gaze at the mat. Keep that chest up. Breathing out. Breathing in. Pump those arms. For 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Palms down below those shoulders, pressing back to child's pose or cat stretch, or happy puppy, whatever is your favorite stretch. And then we'll turn to our other side. Lay that head down. Let's start with that top leg lifting. Lifting that rib cage up, reaching that top leg out. Turning the knee and toe to face downwards. And a little lift. Belly pulling in. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Hold it here. Little circles. Place that hand down on the floor for stability. Tiny circles. Try not to let the body wiggle. Reach that leg really long. Try to keep that rib nice and tight. Lift it up. And let's reverse that circle. Breathe. 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And relax it there. Give that hip a little tap. We'll stack both legs nice and straight. Scoot them a little bit forwards. Scoop that belly in one more time. Get that bottom leg ready to work. Lengthen and lift, squeezing those legs together. Lifting 1 more inch. Lowering halfway. And lift. And lower. And 8. And 7. Keep that top shoulder reaching down your side. And 5. Those legs are squeezing together. I know you can't see my ankles. And 3. And 2. And one more, hold it here. Open those legs, bottom leg drops, top leg lifts, and squeeze. And 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and one more here. Hold it, belly in, squeeze those legs, and relax it. Beautiful work, you guys. Let's flip over. Let's do our little push-ups again today. We're gonna bring it down to our hands and knees. Now, you can do shoulder blade push-ups with your roller if your wrists do not like to be under pressure. Shoulder blade push-ups look like so. You're gonna let your chest come down towards the floor, let your shoulder blades squeeze, and then push the body away and feel those shoulder blades spread across your back, feeling the pecs tighten up. So let the chest come down and then pushing away, okay? That's gonna be your rep if you're protecting your wrists. If you wanna do the full push-ups here, your hands are right below your shoulders, knees below the hips. We're gonna lift the feet and then shift those shoulders and hips forwards as we bend the elbows back and then pushing back. For more intensity, shift the body weight forwards over your hands a little further. Let's get going for 10. Don't dump your head forwards. I see you. Keep the gaze straight in front of your fingertips. I don't want your head diving down. That neck is a continuation of your spine. Keep it safe. How many more? 5. Keep your belly button tight. Don't let that belly sag. That's just my shirt. 2 more. And last one here. And sit back, take a little stretch. Separate those knees a little bit. Just let those ribs expand. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat or your floor. Feeling that extra stretch on your left side of your body. Even breathing some air into those ribs on the left side. And then to the left side of your mat. Stretching more through the right side of your body. Hello. And coming back here to the center. Shifting up to hands and knees. And I just want to give you guys something fun and funky to try over your weekend, because this is really hard for me even too. So we did the isolation of the spine at the very beginning. If you weren't here, this is what we did. Hands and knees, we started just doing the pelvic tilt. So notice my upper back is not moving too much, just the pelvis, the lower spine. And then we did just the upper spine, so trying to stabilize the lower back and just extending the upper back, which for me is very hard. It's probably very hard for a lot of you because we're always like this, over our phones, our tablets, whatever. My chest is super tight, got some shoulder injuries. This area is angry. So we're gonna try to integrate the whole spine by starting at the tail, rounding all the way like a wave to the head, and then extending from the head all the way back to the tail. And then we're going to do that a few more times. So join in with me, tucking the tail, rolling all the way through the upper spine and the head, and then extending all the way. And there's some places where I say I have amnesia because I just can't feel certain spots. Moving like a wave. And that's what I'm working on. So you could try it for yourself and see. That's about all for today, y'all. Thank you for joining me. I will try to be back here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.